All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our match between Delaware Rising and Mansfield Liederkranz. Quite a fun team name to say. And we are here at Buckeye Valley High School. It's a bit of a breezy day, so if you hear any wind noise in the background, you can yell at me in the comments. But also, if you're feeling good, you want to drop some support to the Rising, or Mansfield, if you're a visiting spectator, feel free, drop it in the comments. I'll be here watching them all day long and bringing you this action live on our Facebook page. Trent Koss says, good luck, Rising, let's get them. Yes, and Trent brings up a great point. We are looking for our very first win of the season. We're currently 0-2, but both games very competitive, and we're underway. And as a special treat today, our center official is actually being, not necessarily audited, but being reviewed by an actual official to see if he can further his license. So we're hoping to see a good game for him and a good result for Delaware Rising. So good things for everybody all around. Ashley Kimmett says, here we go, boys. And here we go indeed. And I know last game, it was very intense. It was a 3-2 loss against Amish Country United, and it was quite an intense game. So intense that at some points I was a bad cameraman and forgot to even follow the play of action. I'm working on it. I'm trying to make sure that doesn't happen today. And if you'll notice around the field, we have some snazzy players dressed in blue as well. That is Elite FC's U9 boys team. They have joined us today as our ball kids, and we are very grateful to them. Because as you know, if you've played soccer anywhere with a track, the ball just seems to roll and never stop. So their services are greatly appreciated. This is the second ever official meeting between Mansfield Liederkranz and Delaware Rising. The first one was last season during the Nozzle regular season, and that ended in a 2-1 victory for Mansfield Liederkranz after a very competitive, intense, aggressive game. And lovely save. Tanner comes off his line quickly to make the save. And that is Masters, Tanner Masters, getting his first start for Delaware Rising. And if you notice, that ball kind of got hung up in the air a bit. As I had mentioned, it is a bit breezy here out in Delaware County. And you'll maybe hear some spectators down below. We have a great showing today. And if you do see that the stream buffers a little bit, that'll be because of our connection. We're out in the cornfields here in Delaware County, so connection isn't the best, but the stream will live on this Facebook page. So don't worry, I'll make sure the stream is always back up if it ever does go down. But now big push here for Mansfield. Has a shot from a little beyond the 18 and goes wide. And that'll be a goal kick for Delaware Rising. It's the first real attack that we've seen so far in today's game. A little space between Delaware's back line and midfield. I think that was number 17 who was driving in, getting some space, and that was Alex Demperschmidt. Appreciate you all in the chat. I'm seeing your Let's Go Delaware Rising, Up the Rising. We appreciate all your support. Landon Kuhn with the ball. Oh, threads a lovely through ball. Are you kidding me? To Colin McComb. McComb finds Scott. Gets the ball away from him a little bit, but keeps possession. And an easy drop back. And that's Evan, who tries to swing it in, but a little short. And now Mansfield looking to counter, but miss kick there. finds Conrad. And Conrad tosses it right back Mansfield's way. And that does go out for a Delaware Rising throw. And if you were at our home match, our season opener against Team Volpine, you'll know it was quite a spicy day indeed. Around 82, 83 degrees. And this day, nice breezy 75. Now McComb with the ball. Oh, flicks a lovely through ball to Nathan. Oh, he just can't get on the end of it. Puts his left foot out. And what a ball that is from Colin. Two amazing sequences there from Delaware Rising, and we love to see that. We have Betsy Huggins wishing good luck to her boys from Mansfield Liederkranz. Betsy, thanks for joining the stream. We appreciate you. There's Max DeCopp taking it forward. Only as far as a Mansfield player. And a deflection off of Delaware Rising will make that a Mansfield throw. And a quick footnote, if you were visiting our stream last game, it was an away match against Amish Country United. First off, thank you for joining the stream. We appreciate you. But we had some conversations about potentially changing our stream over to YouTube. And there's Landon Kuhn trying to play a through ball to Scott, but cleared out by the Mansfield defender. So we do want to switch our stream over to YouTube. However, we need some help from you guys. To officially be able to live stream from a phone on YouTube, you have to have 50 subscribers. That's a fact that I found out after my research between last game and this. So, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, we have about 37 subscribers right now. We would appreciate you very much because you would help us be able to start streaming on YouTube, which seems to be a little bit more reliable than Facebook nowadays. And a through ball, but an offside call against Mansfield. Tyler Parlett says, we can get you 15-ish. Well, that would be a dream. Tyler, you're the man. And the link, I would drop you the link, but I'm actually using my phone to stream. But if you just go on YouTube and search Delaware Rising Football Club, we're the only one around, so you'll find us. You'll find our channel. We have some fun stuff on there, too. So we'll also stream our matches there, of course, but then we do season vlogs, so you get some behind-the-scenes access. And now Colin McComb on the right wing has some space. Crosses the ball in, but too close to the keeper. But like I was saying, on our YouTube channel, you'll find a lot of good stuff. Some season vlogs, some hype videos. We're working on one of those right now. We'll also do some post-match things coming up here as well. Interviews with players, with coaches, fans. Owen brought it down by number 5. Has a shot, and it goes in the back of the net, unfortunately, for Mansfield Liederkranz. That is a goal for their captain. And unfortunately, the ball kind of bounces around the back line of Delaware Rising and falls to the foot of number 5, who does take a very nice first touch. And if that is number 5, which I believe it was, that is Jared McPeak with the goal. So we're about 10 minutes in. I would say in about the 12th minute. Between the 12th and 15. Nice. A goal was scored by Mansfield. And actually, we do have our scoreboard. And you can still see that hanging out in the right of your screen. So that was even earlier in the 10th minute. So that does mean Delaware Rising has a long way to go. We have time. We can make this comeback. Maybe that'll put a little fire under our boots. I see you all in the comments working hard to get that YouTube link to our Delaware Rising YouTube page. We appreciate you all. A little back flick, back heel-ish, you might say, from Chwalik. And there's Morris. Tight rope in the sideline, but unfortunately it does go out after some great first touches. Our ball kids working hard. We appreciate them all. Thank you again to Elite FC for partnering with us today. Bringing out their U9 boys. It's been a pretty strong battle in the midfield as the ball goes over the top. Looking for number 5, but Tanner off his line easily gathers. And it looks like there is a man down for Delaware Rising. Looks like that may be a blow to the head. Looks like he was struggling to get up there a little bit. It's Colin McComb. Does end up getting up. It looks like he's just limping. That's that right leg. Jake Owens says 6 more subscribers. You rock. Thanks, Jack. And it's Jack Owens. I'm assuming you are related to Ryland Owens. And the ref does stop play to make sure Colin's alright, as Colin does come off. That substitution, McComb off and Hermiller on. And Jack is the proud dad of Ryland, who just has the ball now. Plays it off a defender, and then great work to get it to Hermiller. Back to Owens. Now one of our captains, Evan Worley, swings it over to Conrad. Conrad finds Evans. Evans, great first touch. And that is Evan Scott. So many Evans on our team. We have 2. And there's a lovely through ball. And looking for Hermiller, but the goalkeeper, number 0, Tosca, comes out and gathers that. Great way to get off his line quickly. And I'll try to keep you guys updated on the score for our new people joining the stream. It is 1-0. Mansfield Liederkranz leads. They scored in the 10th minute. Solid strike from number 5. That's Jared McPeak. Ryland's uncle is also here. Yes, nice. A lot of Ryland supporters. We appreciate you all joining the stream. And Ryland Owens does get the ball. And good touch there by Hermiller along the sideline. Finds Kuhn. Still looking for space. Finds the feet of Hermiller. Hermiller finds the feet of Scott. Scott has a hit, takes a deflection. And Mansfield trying to clear, and finally do. Now Chwalik applying some pressure in the back. They do play it back to their goalkeeper, who ends up just clearing it out of bounds for a Delaware Rising throw. Nice. Ashley Ryland's mom says that Ryland's grandparents are at the game. Well, thank you all for joining us. We appreciate you making the trip out here. Kyle, he is at work, asking what the score is. And if someone, wouldn't mind in the chat dropping that for him. And a lovely sliding challenge out there. Masters makes the save, and then it ends up going off of a Mansfield player for a goal kick for Delaware Rising. But the score, yes, is 1-0 Mansfield Liederkranz leads. And if you all in the stream wouldn't mind, just have a quick question for all of you. How does the audio sound? I'm trying out this new headset. This is the first time I'm using it here at home, and we do have some wind, so I'm curious if you're able to hear any wind noise, what the audio sounds like in general. If you're hearing any background noise, drop me your thoughts. And Tanner gets close to the line there, but ends up staying in, so there is no handball, thankfully. We've had that happen in our first game. Thankfully, no goal came from that. And people are saying, sounds great. You sound good. Awesome. Solid. We appreciate it. Good. I'm glad the audio is sounding crisp. Christy, sounds good. Sounds good. Nice. Great. Thank you all for letting me know. I appreciate it. Nathan trying to make a run down the sideline. Does get between the ball and the defender, so he maintains possession. Tries to swap with Kuhn. And ultimately, it ends up a Delaware Rising throw. And a big chest trap there from number 5, the goal scorer. That's a lovely touch. Trying to swing, but Owens intercepts. And Worley clears the ball. Conrad gets knocked down, but no foul called. And he steps in. I think that was actually Zach White. And a ball into number 5, who chests it down. But Ryland Owens with a great tackle to disrupt that. And then Tanner Masters finds the ball in his grateful gloves. If you're able to see it, yep, just at the bottom of your screen. Looks like Colin, player who did get injured, is warming up on the sideline. Kuhn tries to find Scott on the overlap, but unfortunately only finds a Mansfield player's boot. A nice switch there for Mansfield. Let's deck up. Finds Conrad. And unfortunately, after Conrad and Dickup play it back and forth, it ends up out of bounds for a Mansfield throw. And a substitution is being made. Zach White is coming off. And Josh Albright makes his way into the center of that defensive line. And a through ball. Doesn't find a Mansfield player. Ends up all the way back to the feet of Masters. And again, this is Tanner Masters, our goalkeeper's first start of the season. He is a player at Ohio Northern University, one of their goalkeepers. Good to get him some more practice, some more touches on the ball to help propel him forward in his season at Ohio Northern. And that gets played all the way back to Mansfield's keeper. And now some space. Kuhn has it. Winds up a shot, and it goes right through the uprights. The wrong version of football. Or rugby. Both have uprights. But that's a first real attempt on goal that we've had so far. And if they're going to give you that much space, why not have a shot? Unfortunately, from the angle left to right that you're seeing this, we are going against the wind, so those shots will probably much easier. It will much easier go over the top of the goal because it'll be easy to get caught up in that wind. We're in the 21st minute here. Mansfield up 1-0. And we did have a substitution during that last dead ball. And you see one of those players attacking the keeper. That is Seliskar. And Seliskar is a student here at Buckeye Valley, so a true home game for him. And Hermiller, great effort to win that ball. Plays it to Dickop. Unfortunate first touch. Chwalik holds it up. Dickop again. Nice little move there to get past his defender. Finds the feet of Morris, who was subbed in as well. So some fresh legs up top. JP with a good touchdown to Landon Kuhn, who has a strike and has a great hit. And hits the keeper's hands, who doesn't get a clean catch on it, but in the end does hold it. That one looks like it got caught up in the wind a little bit too. But unfortunately finds its way to the captain for Mansfield, who tries to thread through for number 21, who does get on the ball. Tries to have a shot, defended well by Owens. And now maybe a break the other way. Fortunately, Mansfield still have possession. And it looks like advantage was called. And a foul going against Delaware Rising. That's at about the 40-yard line. Looks like a substitution is getting ready to be made by Delaware Rising. That is Miller going to be coming on. The ball is in. Oh! And a massive collision on our keeper, Masters, and an attacker. Calling on the coaches for both sides, as that was a hard collision. Hopefully both players are okay. Both going for the ball and not necessarily seeing one another, leading to a very hard collision. And then that ball ultimately cleared away by the Delaware Rising. And the ref says we're going to take some time so both teams can go back to the bench, get some water, as both players will be evaluated. And thankfully, Tanner Masters is up, so our goalkeeper is able to walk off under his own power. And the Mansfield player still getting some attention. Tanner, high fives all around for his team. Looks like to be doing just all right, thankfully. Thankfully, we do see the Mansfield player getting up under his own power as well, and able to walk off under his own power. After evaluation from the coach, looks like Masters will stay on. And the referee's having a conversation on the corner to see what will happen. And oh, they are calling a penalty against Delaware Rising for that collision. So a penalty against Delaware Rising. Mansfield taking the kick. And some conversations being had by Worley, the captain, one of them for Delaware Rising, and the referee explaining his case. And the ref not having any of it, telling all the players to get back. Tanner Masters making his case as well. And that is just unfortunate. And in those situations, it's a tough call. Both players going for the ball. Not necessarily foul either way, so unfortunately don't get the coin toss there on that situation, and that will be a Mansfield penalty kick. Well, let's see if Masters can, after getting hit, make a save like that. And a yellow card is being issued. Looks like it might be on Morris. Yeah, that was on number 16. A yellow card for our players. Still trying to have that conversation. And that is Ryan Miller. And after a long wait, the captain, the goal scorer, number 5, is getting ready to take this. That's Jared McPeak. Let's see what Masters can do here. And he makes the save! The ball don't lie, baby. Tanner Masters with a phenomenal save to keep this game alive for Delaware Rising. And what a save it is after a big collision that leaves him down for a few minutes on the field. A huge penalty save on the already goal scorer to keep it 1-0 Mansfield. And that is a huge momentum shift, and Delaware now already attacking the other way. Has a strike! And a good strike it was, and flicked over the top, and that is a corner kick for Delaware Rising. What a sequence of plays. And an absolutely huge save from Masters, as you hear the Vuvuzela getting in on the action as well. And it is a high corner. And it is recovered by Delaware Rising. Kept in by Albright, who's playing a bit higher. And unfortunately recovered in the end by Mansfield, and a foul against Albright. Good win there by Owens, and it finds Kuhn. And a lovely sliding challenge there from Mansfield, who ends up, oh, it looks like he kept that ball in, even though he did tumble it, hit his back, but the ref does call it a throw for Delaware Rising. Good throw and good body from Chwalik, who pulls the ball down, and unfortunately does lose out to number 20. And it looks like a collision there. And that might be Miller who is down, and the ref calls it to a stop as Miller slowly getting to his feet, and ultimately just a ball, probably a drop ball for Mansfield. We've got Kyle in here. Oh, rising till I die. Yes. We need those chants going on right now, especially after that phenomenal penalty save. And we do have a substitution. Dekop is coming on, and Chwalik is coming off after a good shift. Good physical battle up top. And a drop ball, yes indeed. Goes to Mansfield, and we play on. Kyle says he'll be there soon, but couldn't call off today. And oh, I know, I understand. Work comes first. And there is a foul called. It looks like a handball is called against Mansfield, who pleads his case. But that will be right around the 14-yard line. And this is certainly within multiple ranges of our players. It'll just ultimately come down to who does take the free kick. And there are two players lined up, Max Dekop and Landon Kuhn. And Max does have a boot of a left foot, but Kuhn maybe with the curler. And it is Kuhn who takes it, but the wall does its job. And ultimately Mansfield does find a way out. Plays it down the side to number 5. And Conrad with a strong body, but unfortunately loses out. And here's McPeak now. Has a left-footed shot, but Albright steps in with the block. And now what can Rising do with the ball? And tries to go long. But a Mansfield player does get in the way, but it is bouncing around. And Dekop does some great body work there to keep the ball. And now it's just changing possession back and forth quickly in the midfield. And now Kuhn takes it away with some space to go. Oh, a little body feint, but can't get through his player. But it's still Rising ball. And oh, some lovely quick play here. He is onside. It's Hermiller. Back post! Oh, and Dekop gets ahead to it, but unfortunately goes over after some lovely football, some great passing by Delaware Rising. The substitution being made here. Conrad comes off. And Seth is joining us at that left back position. And it is Seth Barrett. And unfortunately wasn't able to join us due to an illness at our previous match against Amish Country United. So good to see him back here in the squad. And wins the ball. First kick while he's been on. And he is a presence wherever he plays on the pitch, so we're excited to have him back in. And looking for McPeak, and Seth wins that. Miller finds Kuhn and closed down quickly, but the ball falls to Worley. And a good move to play it back. Maintain possession. It's with Owens now. Kuhn flicks it up. Hermiller with the ball now. And chips it over the top. And he is onside. It's Max. But unfortunately loses out. And we are in the 33rd minute. But don't forget, the actual time is on the ref's wrist. As we have McPeak now on lovely cut on the wing. Sets it up for 13. 13 has a hit. Lovely save. But it falls to 21 who has a hit. And then Owens with the sliding challenge blocks the kick. Wonderful stuff from the keeper and the right back. And Seth boots it off of the leg of a Mansfield player. And that will be a goal kick. Some good defending from that Delaware Rising team. And a substitution is being made. Nate White, one of our two Whites, is coming on, and Morris is getting a break. And again, the actual time will be on the ref's wrist on his watch. And he is able to add added time, and I assume will, for the collision between the Delaware Rising keeper and Mansfield player. And Kyle is in the chat saying since we have a stadium, he probably can't bring flares. And yes, that's probably true as McPeak gets through, tries to toe poke it in, but Masters with a solid save. But Kyle, yes, I would say, unfortunately, no flares yet. Once we get our own field someday in the future, then we can start getting that flare, getting wild. But we're just happy to be at Buckeye Valley now, having a stadium that we can play in as compared to last year, which we played at Veterans Park. So legitimately just a patch of grass with some paint and some goals. That's what it was. But it was a first season and a big throw gathered by Tanner Masters. But first season, it worked out well, especially coming off of COVID, which had a lot of lockdowns for a lot of different places. And now being able to play at Buckeye Valley, we're super excited to have such a great field to play on. And now Herb Miller keeps possession, finds himself with a little space, but unfortunately loses out to number 13 of Mansfield. And now Mansfield in the wing with some space. It's 18, tries to chip it in across to McPeak, and Seth is there to clear it out. Seth Barrett. Got to keep using last names. That's the goal. Only use last names so you can see, because on the back of their jerseys are also their last names. And that ball does run through all the way back to Masters. And that's Barrett with the ball. Finds Miller. And Worley finds Hermiller. Hermiller with some fancy footwork. And ships that ball up to Dickop, who chests it down very nicely to Kuhn. And Kuhn looks for Dickop, who has the ball, cuts inside, still has possession. Oh, in the box, and unfortunately poked out by a Mansfield defender. And Seth steps up. Lovely stuff from him. And now Kuhn has a shot, and it looks like it takes a slight deflection and falls into the grasp of the Mansfield keeper. Some good sequences of play here for Delaware Rising. Quick passing there from Delaware Rising to play out of a little pressure. And Worley finds Kuhn in the middle, who puts on some speed to get the ball to Seliskar. And Mansfield just clears the ball up, and now it's at the feet of Owens. Hermiller on the wing. Kuhn making an overlap run, Seliskar in the middle. Chips it up to Kuhn, who does get the ball. Lovely little through ball to him, and he tries to play it central, but no one there. And Delaware applying some pressure. And now Mansfield with the ball. Lovely flick over the top to number 17. Now it's a foot race, but Seth does make it back. And a shot from number 17. Not too much power behind that one. Finds the gloves of Masters. Miller taking his space. Dickop. Mansfield trying to release number 5. McPeak does get around Albright. And Tanner Masters with a phenomenal save. One-on-one with the keeper against the goal scorer. Lovely save, and kicks it out of bounds so his team can recover. We're in the 40th minute. We'll see how much added time the referee will allow. And some bodying going on in the ball. McPeak does go down, but nothing called on that as the ball finds Masters' gloves and he outlets to Owens. Chips the ball down the line. And that is Daycop, who tries to get a touch on it, but unfortunately can't keep it under control. And a substitution is being made. Well, the refs signaled for a substitution, but no subs came on, so we play on. And Nate White, lovely turn there, has some space now. Plays it to Silascar, who feeds it through to Nate. And it is almost shepherded it out, but it is a corner kick after some great hustle from Nate White to keep fighting for that ball as that Mansfield player tried to shepherd it out but wasn't able to do so. Worley takes the corner. Lovely corner in. Oh, and headed away. And ultimately cleared only to a Delaware Rising player. And Ryland puts it back in the box, and ultimately that ends up being a shot and goes over the top of the goal. And now a substitution is occurring, and that is a Mansfield player. Looks like that is number 20 coming off, Mason Blashak. They don't have an 11. Looks like that may have been a number 11 that comes on, but there's no number 11 on the roster. Oof. It looks like Daycop gets hit in the back of the head, and that is a foul called against Mansfield. Taken quickly, Worley on the wing. Miller turns his defender, takes some space, finds Barrett, over to White. Back to Miller. And Seth going in, winning that challenge. But Mansfield finds the ball at their feet, chips it up over the top. And Albright, good body to keep his defender, to keep his offender away. But unfortunately, the ball comes right back at him. And a big hit and a big save from Tanner. And that is a rocket. Lovely save from Tanner, as both the attacker and the goalkeeper exchange some pleasantries. And on the sideline, you do see Sexton, the other keeper for our Delaware Rising, who had started both our two previous matches, warming up. Corner for Mansfield. Good ball into the box. And looks like Seth does get a head on that, as there is a collision in the box as well. And a corner is called. Mansfield with the corner. Headed away by Miller. And a strike by number 17, maybe. But goes high and wide. It's a goal kick for Delaware Rising. As we approach halftime, don't go anywhere. We do have some exciting halftime entertainment for you today. I'll be setting up our camera so you can watch that as I help facilitate our halftime challenge. And then we have an exciting second half coming your way, and only one goal between these two teams. Oh, lovely play there. Worley finds Hermiller on the wing. Hermiller chips a ball in. Oh, and just past Dickop, but there is a foul called against Delaware Rising. Looks like the ref wants to have some words. It's been a scrappy match so far. We've had a few fouls, one yellow card. You saw the penalty. The ref has done a fairly good job of keeping this game under control. And now a free kick for Mansfield sends it upfield. And McPeak does win the ball. And another save from Tanner. He is having a game. And no foul called there as Seth gets the ball. Lovely tackle. And again, no foul call against Seliskar as he fights hard to get that ball back. Now we have Dickop on the wing. Dickop maintains possession. And unfortunately, the ball bounces up and hits the arm of Dickop. Unlucky there. Not much you can do. So a free kick to Mansfield Liederkranz. Still 1-0. We have hit the 45th minute, but of course added time being issued by the referee. Probably have a few more minutes remaining until we reach halftime. And McPeak tries to flick it through, but Seth cleans that up. Now Mansfield, open on the wing, crosses it in. Number 4 is there. Does get a boot on it, but it goes up and over the goal. There's a goal kick for Delaware Rising. And the ref does check his watch. And that will be the halftime whistle. So at the half, a very competitive match. 1 Mansfield Liederkranz, 0 Delaware Rising. So we do have some halftime entertainment for you. So I'll set up our camera to face this goal over here so you can watch along. And then I will be taking a break, so I will be joining all of you again to start off our second half. But you get a break. You get a break from the voice. So take some time, hang out, chill. Send your motivational words to Delaware Rising, and I'll see you in about 10 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to halftime. We have an exciting match on our hands. But until the action resumes, we have a little halftime entertainment. If you will see these two lovely individuals walking toward the goal on the right, we're doing a classic crossbar challenge. But first, if you were inspired by the play of our rising squad and want to rep the gear, head over to the merch table near the entrance, get yourself something nice. We are ordering more merch, and that will also be available on our website as well, so be on the lookout for all of that good stuff. All right, now, if you'll direct your gaze to the 18, it is time for this crossbar challenge. Our contestant will have 3 chances to kick one of those soccer balls and hit the crossbar. Now this is exciting because if they do, they will not only win a beautiful Delaware Rising jersey, but they will also win $100. So the stakes are high, and the $100 is courtesy of Derek Smith of Keller Williams Greater Columbus. So we appreciate you, Derek, for sponsoring us. Now, get us underway. Let's see what you got for your first kick. No pressure. Everyone's watching. It's okay.
Hit the crossbar down.
First kick, that's good. You hit the net without hitting the ground. That's always the first step. And now for our second kick. First one's just a warm-up. That's all good. Here we go. It's good. About the same. That's fine. He didn't want to really take the first 2. He just wanted to do it on the third one. All right, no pressure. Padilla Rising jersey and $100. It's up. Oh, so close. So close. Unfortunately, the wrong crossbar, but nice kick indeed. And we'll at least hook you up with a Delaware Rising shirt. So make your way to the merch table to snag that. But yes, please give our contestant a round of applause after a very stellar performance. And now before we get on to our main event and put that back underway, we wanted to say thank you to our sponsors who made this 2022 season possible. You'll see Derek Smith of Keller Williams Greater Columbus on the front of our kits, Andrew's House on the back, and Reflections on the sleeve. Thank you to all 3 of those sponsors for supporting our club in more ways than one, as you can see. We really appreciate all of our sponsors, and they have made it possible to have this awesome experience. We do have more sponsorship opportunities still available for this season and for our future seasons. So if you'd like to support your local soccer club and generate some buzz about your business, hit us up. And again, a big thank you to all of our fans who joined us on this lovely evening. It's a great day for some soccer. And really, this club is built for all of you. We really enjoy seeing all of your smiling faces cheering on Delaware Rising and making it exciting to bring more soccer opportunities for all playing levels around Delaware. So really, thank you all. And now, I will pass it back down to our referees to get our second half underway once they are ready to do so and once our teams are back and ready for the second half. Nice. Thank you, sir. Yep. All right. Well, that last one's close. Right. That was awesome. We're back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, after some halftime excitement, if you stuck around and watched that crossbar challenge, he was close. Technically did hit a crossbar, technically even hit a football crossbar, but just the wrong kind. But good stuff from Aaron. We appreciate him being our challenger in halftime for that challenge. But now it's about time to get underway for the second half. And the ref does just that. So you'll see Delaware Rising going from right to left on your screen. Mansfield going from left to right. Delaware Rising going right to left. There we go. Delaware Rising in the light blue and white. Mansfield in the all black kits with the nice white sash going down the left shoulder. The score, still 1-0. It's been a good competitive game. Amazing penalty save keeps us in the game from Tanner Masters. And we'll see what that second half has in store. We are now with the wind. So the wind is blowing from right to left. Not as strong as it was in the first half, but still quite gusty. And Morris has a hit! Oh my gosh, and it almost goes in the back of the net. And just a punch from the keeper keeps it out. And ultimately ends up a corner kick for Delaware Rising. And Morris with a lovely ball. Almost finding the back of the net there. A few inches higher and it would have nestled in the top corner. And we do have some changes at halftime. And one notable... Guys, I got excited. I don't think I turned the camera for that shot. But now the corner was taken. It's Dick Hop on the left wing. Holds onto the ball, kicked out. Looks like it will be a Delaware Rising throw. Oof. And Dick Hop gets hit after the play is called. And it is a yellow card against that player for Mansfield. And Evan, the captain, having the conversation as that's how it should be. But just unnecessary from that Mansfield player. Ultimately over top of Dick Hop. And Evan Scott comes to the rescue as well. But ultimately, it is a yellow card offense against that Mansfield player. Looks like it may have been number 20, Mason Blashak, I believe. And that is now one yellow card apiece. One for Delaware Rising, one for Mansfield Liederkranz. But, as I was mentioning, there was a big change at halftime. And one of the notable ones, the goalkeeper has been switched for Delaware Rising. As a free kick was taken, but it looks like it wasn't ready. The ref hadn't blown for the free kick to be taken, so it will be retaken by Delaware Rising. But we have Sexton now between the sticks as Masters takes his seat on the bench. And we're hoping he is okay. But he did have that hard collision, but was having a phenomenal game. And it was ultimately not a free kick for Delaware Rising, as you saw. It was just a throw-in, but the throw-in went in, it was cleared out, and now it is a corner for Delaware Rising. But a lot of substitution changes in general at halftime, at least for Delaware Rising, a few for Mansfield as well. And the corner to be taken by Captain Evan Worley. And that one ends up floating to the back post, headed back in by Decop, and the keeper does come out and claim that one. As that one looked to be caught up in the wind a bit. Mansfield has some space. Play it back to their keeper. And Delaware Rising is pushing up, adding a little pressure, and that does provide enough to change possession. Now here's Morris on the wing. Has some space. Chips it over to McComb, and oh, just a little too far, but the right idea. And just one step out of reach for Colin McComb. But it has been one-way traffic since the start of the second half. And McComb flicks it to Nathan. Chwalik here. Cuts back. Has a left-handed shot. Oh, and it just falls right into the grasp of the keeper as he cuts it back onto his left foot. A good strike. But the keeper is happy to see that one hit right into his arms. And a big kick. This one definitely gets caught up in the wind. And a lovely first touch by the Mansfield player there. But one back by Kuhn. And ultimately a Delaware Rising throw. And thrown quickly to Nathan, who has some space. Looking into the box, tries to cross it in, but it goes off of a Mansfield player for a Delaware Rising corner. And the pressure is building. Corner to be taken by Evan Worley. And it's a low corner. Doesn't beat the first man, but popped up into the air, but headed further away. And McPeak ultimately brings it down for Mansfield. And lovely tackle from Landon Kuhn. Brings possession back to Delaware Rising. And now Mansfield trying to play out of the back. And Evan Worley wins that ball. And a good switch. Now Morris has some space on the left side. Tries to find Chwalik down the side, but unfortunately just too far ahead of him. And now a substitution is coming on for Mansfield. Looks like number 10 is coming off, Robbie Stewart. I know Robbie Stewart well. One of the leaders of the Mansfield Liederkranz team and the club in general. A good guy. Now Kuhn finds himself with it. Plays it through to McComb, who is onside. Oh, unfortunately can't get through the last defender. And Morse flicks it in. Oh, a header from Scott. And is bouncing in the box. And still in there. And finally cleared out by Mansfield. Let's find a good outlet. And now Mansfield trying to break. And number 13 with a lot of space decides to send it wide to number 21. And Conrad, unfortunately on the wrong side. Saved by Connor Sexton and cleared out for a Mansfield throw. Well, folks, welcome back. We're having some technical difficulties. Unfortunately, I use T-Mobile as my cell phone provider, so the service here is not the best. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But just to give you a quick update as what happened, a yellow card was given to one of the Mansfield players. Now, if you'll take a gander at the screen, a goal was scored by Mansfield. And that goal was scored by number 5. That's his double on the day. So now the score is 0-2. Mansfield leads. We are in the 58th minute. Still time. And Delaware Rising has had some good opportunities. I would say that we've had the much better opportunities in the second half. And advantage being played. And Morris just clears that wide. But yes, unfortunately, it is now 2-0 and a yellow card. Looks like it was issued to number 3 after playing advantage. That was Max Dickop. It was a sliding tackle. Nothing too malicious. Tried to win the ball, but unfortunately gets the player instead, and that is a yellow card. That is the second yellow card for Delaware Rising. A substitution being made. Captain Evan Worley is coming off. And play will resume with a long throw for Mansfield. And they do get a head on it, but it finds the hands of Connor. And a big kick sends it down, and they head it backwards. So Colin is now chasing and does win it. Oh, and a good tackle from Mansfield on Evan. That doesn't feel good, though. But Landon Kuhn does find himself with the ball on the left wing and does get by his man. Flicks it in. Find McComb, who tries to chip it in, and it goes back to Kuhn, and Kuhn has a strike, and it hits a defender and does stay in. Find the Mansfield player who just clears that out for a Delaware Rising throw. And now Delaware Rising looking for a ball, as that one was booted pretty much into the parking lot. Thankfully, we do get the one that was booted far away. And we're back in, and a ball is crossed in by Conrad, and it bounces in the box. But now Mansfield does play out. But Owens with a lovely tackle, and hits it in! Oh, what a strike! Actually, I don't know if that was a cross or a shot, but it had the power of a shot, and almost slips through the hands of the keeper, but does end up holding on. And a big kick from the keeper. Owens again putting in a shift. Gets the ball, finds the feet of Kuhn. And now looking down the sideline, looking for Morris. And Morris does keep it in. And does win the ball back. Tries to get his around him, trying to get around his man, but ball goes out for a Delaware Rising throw. But a substitution is being called, it looks like. And it is a Mansfield player that will be joining the pitch. It is number 15 coming off, Luke Dilly. And a big throw for Delaware Rising. It is in the box. And Rob Comstock was up for that. Conrad flicks it back in. Lovely ball in. Headed out by Mansfield. And now a big outlet. But the sweeper keeper is here. A little bit of a miss kick, but finds its way to Conrad. And unfortunately intercepted by Mansfield. Big step from Kuhn. And now Delaware Rising is on the attack. We have men forward. And he puts it through to McComb. McComb tries to cut back, but it is stepped in. And then knocked out. It does go off of a Delaware Rising player, so it'll be a Mansfield throw. We are now in the 62nd minute, entering the 63rd. Still a lot of time left. Good defense. Closes down. And yes, score update. Unfortunately, Delaware Rising is down 2-0. And Mansfield leads on the back of their striker, who now finds the ball at his feet. Number 5, Jared McPeak. And a ball just hit up over the top for Evan Scott to chase. And that does find the hands of the keeper for Mansfield. Now Kuhn with some space. And he finds his way through. Finds an outlet to McComb on the left wing. And does get taken down. And no call from the referee. He did have his whistle, put it to his mouth, but didn't end up blowing it. And a nice little back heel. And now Mansfield with some space of their own. Finds it through to McPeak. Winds up. Trips the keeper. And what a goal that is. That is just dirty. And that is for a hat trick. And he does it in style. Jared McPeak. making his case early for the Golden Boot with a hat trick here in Delaware, Ohio. So that now puts Delaware behind 0-3. And we are now entering the 65th minute. Still time for Delaware Rising.
Go, Blue!
Owens now streaking down the sideline. Maintains possession. Good stuff from Owens. Ball cleared out by Mansfield. And now you see Comstock right there, number 19, seeing his first action of the day. Looks to be in the holding midfield position. That is his natural position. And you see a few down in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen for Delaware Rising warming up, getting ready to go in. And a good interception there from number 8, looking to outlet. And McPeak calling for it. And Deborah asks, what is a hat trick? Great question. A hat trick is when a single player scores 3 goals in one game. And an offside call against Mansfield's striker. But a hat trick is something you don't see super often. So it's kind of like a turkey in bowling. You get 3 strikes in a row, you call it a turkey. If you get 3 goals in one game in soccer, call it a hat trick. All the substitutions have been made. And after that offside call, Sexton will get us back underway. Of course, Deborah, happy to fill you in on some of the soccer lingo. And anyone, feel free to ask questions if I'm saying something you don't understand or if there's a rule that kind of confuses you. I'm always happy to explain because I've seen it all. I've played soccer myself since I was 3. And I've been on the good end and the bad end of multiple experiences. But now Delaware Rising attacking down the left. Hermiller finds Miller. Over to Dick Hop. Some fancy footwork from him. Looking for someone, but unfortunately no one's there to help him out. And Mansfield now find themselves with some space. And tries to play it over the top to number 19. It is a good ball. It looks like he is onside. And Conrad ends up slipping. And number 19 has a strike, but a good, strong save into the hands of Sexton. Ooh. It looks like it was Morris who gets his ankle clipped. Thankfully, he is able to get back up and continue playing. We have another substitution getting ready for Delaware Rising. It's Seth Barrett. And Dick Hop leaves that for Owens. A lovely leave, and Owens is fast. And it looks like it is knocked out by a Mansfield player. So it'll be a Delaware Rising throw. And now Barrett is able to come on. He will replace Conrad in that left back position of the back 3. And an offside call against the hat-trick hero, McPeak. And that's a solid high line from Delaware Rising as another substitution is being made. Selskar comes on for McComb. And Albright will get us back underway. A long ball hit. And Hermiller fighting for that ball. And ultimately finds Worley, who finds Kuhn. Tries to chip it through. Hermiller. And the keeper gets his hands on it. Looks like when he did make that save, fell a little awkwardly. So gingerly is getting to his feet. For all of you just joining us, the score is 3-0. Mansfield Liederkranz leads Delaware Rising. All goals scored by McPeak, number 5, the captain for Mansfield Liederkranz. The 71st minute. About 20 minutes still remain. We'll see if Delaware Rising can get something going. Maybe build up a little momentum. Add a few goals to the tally and make this more of a competitive game. And Albright with a strong challenge. Does get the ball to Seth. And just out of the reach of Worley. Now Mansfield taking their time. Plays it back. Trying to work a little possession. And just a mix up there. Just a miss hit by number 17, but ultimately does get the ball back. Good challenge from Morris. And Miller plays it back to Sexton. And Sexton just gets rid of it. But does end up finding the feet of Hermiller. Now maybe Delaware Rising can do something here. Tries to change the field, and what a ball that is. Finds Selskar on the left wing. He does have some space to play with. Taking on his man. Lovely cut inside. And just a little too big of a touch. And a strong challenge there from Kuhn. But it's held off. Now Mansfield looking to get the ball downfield. They try to play the ball out. But Seth, great job to hold possession there. Finds Kuhn, and Seth now making a run in the midfield. Kuhn taking space. Finds the cop. Some good passing here. Some good possession play from Delaware. Hermiller finds the cop. Tries to cut inside. Over to Selskar, who is onside. Barrett looks, has a strike, and may as well. I don't mind that, but it does go high and wide. So now 3 subs being made by Mansfield. So Tyler's having a conversation with Fleming on the bench. Perhaps getting him ready to sub in the game. And Fleming, a familiar face from last season. One of our bright players. Looks like he will be warming up on the sideline. Has some pace and is a very scrappy player. And is something we could use right now in the game. Mansfield plays it up. It's McPeak, who does get around Albright. But Albright does win it back. And great communication there. Sexton calls off Albright. He's able to get out of the way. And some good teamwork back there to alleviate that pressure. Now Seth with the ball. Seth Barrett taking space, finds the cop. Seliskar wins it back. Plays it to Barrett. Looking for an option. Tries a big swing, but unfortunately is intercepted. And now Albright. We're in the 75th minute. Score is still 3-0. And wow, lovely run here from Seliskar. Crosses the ball in, but it only hits one of the Mansfield defenders. But it does fall back to Seliskar, who does try another cross. And Evan with a lovely outlet ball. And that is Morris. Some lovely passing here. And Seliskar tries to kick the ball in the box. Finds it to Dick Hop. And a big touch, and Seth is all over it. Seth Barrett now. That might be Miller over there. It is. Finds Hermiller. Hermiller puts the ball into the box. And 3 for Mansfield. Gets it away. Nice little outside of the boot touch there from number 13. And trying to release McPeak, who is. He's onside. And a good hit from McPeak. And that is another goal for Mansfield. And that is 4 goals for Jared McPeak. Really adding to his tally in the season. And it's another one-on-one situation for the goal. And not much a keeper can do in that situation. We are in the 77th minute now. Score is 4-0. And after a strong first half showing from Delaware Rising, unfortunately, just not the same team in the second half. Let's see if they can cause some problems. Luke Fleming is now on, and you can already see him running all around the field. And another ball over the top to McPeak, and McPeak tries to chip the keeper, and luckily, he hits it wide. And just a mispass there from Zach White, who does find himself back in the game as that left wing back, that left center back of the 3 pairing. Here's Kuhn. That's Miller. And that's a substitution. Landon Kuhn is coming off for Evan Scott. Jack Owen says, 0-4, come on, boys, swing back at least. That's what we're hoping. It's just an unfortunate second half showing from Delaware Rising. But hopefully, we'll spark something, maybe bring some momentum into our next match. And while we're on the topic of our next match, we do play Greater Columbus FC at Grandview Heights High School. Kickoff is at 11 a.m. if you would like to join us. And thankfully, a much closer drive than some of the other matches. Definitely our closest game of the season. Luke with a lovely interception. Finds Hermiller. Now Hermiller on the wing. Chips the ball back in. And Seliskar is on the ground, but no call from the referee. Scott now gets the cross, puts it back in. And oh, it goes in the goal. It goes right through the hands of the keeper. And that is in the 80th minute. Evan Scott with the first home goal of the season. And now let's see, maybe a little momentum will inject some life back into Delaware Rising.
Goals for Delaware Rising, number 8.
And that is the first goal scored on our new turf field by us. Our first home goal of the season. Now the score 4-1. Entering the 81st minute. So we have at least 10 minutes left to play. Let's see if that goal will spark something for Delaware Rising as Mansfield. Well, fam, we're finally back. We've got about maybe 5 minutes with added time left in this game. We are in the 88th minute. Nothing significant has happened while our stream was down. I wish I could tell you that we've scored 3 goals to tie it up, but unfortunately that's not the case. Not yet, at least. Now Luke plays it over to Morris. Morris has some space. Has a hit. Curler, it's in! What a shot! And the goalkeeper, you hate to see that. Dives on the ball. Thankfully, the ref will see added time. But a lovely strike from Morris. Curls it just past the outstretched glove. Keeper does get fingertips on it, but that is a goal for Delaware Rising. And now brings us 2-4 for our score. Morris with a lovely goal. Well, we've got 4 minutes to go. Let's see if we can get 2 more goals. And Delaware Rising is pressing. And we'll have a fun finish for sure, if nothing else. And hopefully our stream will make it to the end. We're holding on by threads, people. Threads of data from this awesome T-Mobile plan. Delaware Rising does get the ball. It's Evan Scott on the wing. And does get knocked down. A foul is called. And Jack says, why wait until now, boys? Start to finish with this pressure. And I do agree. I'm much more of the coaching mindset to press more often. And maybe if we do, and we are seeing results with some pressure, maybe we'll see that implemented a bit more. So we essentially have a corner kick off of the foul. About the same distance, the same area. Evan Scott flicks it in. Unfortunately, it goes across the goal line, and that will be a goal kick. Could have better service than that. And of course, Mansfield taking their time, so our team, through Mason Morris, will set the ball down for him. And a lovely first touch there from Luke. Seliskar finds it on. And unfortunately tries to get around the defender, but is unable to do so. And that second goal was scored by Mason Morris, as I had mentioned. That is his second goal of the season. He did score against Amish Country United in our last game. And a foul called against Mansfield. Barrett takes it quickly. Now Morris on the ball. Good little ball roll to get some space, but unfortunately knocked off of it. And then commits a foul on his way back. And Seliskar looks to be a bit angry. Goes to check on the player to try to, of course, get him up on the ball quickly. The referee will get us back underway. And Christy at least brings us some good news. We now have 50 subscribers on YouTube. That is fantastic news. Yes, so we can get rid of this Facebook stream and go YouTube. So you'll be seeing this stream on YouTube for our next game, which will be against Greater Columbus. It's on June 1st, if I'm not mistaken. June 4th, excuse me. That is on June 4th, so you'll be seeing that live on our YouTube channel. We'll be sure to share the stream on Facebook, though, so you'll be able to click the link if you do head to our Facebook page. So hopefully big things happening on the stream. And we're now at the 90th minute mark. And the referee calls game, and that is it, folks. Your final score is 4-2. Mansfield Liederkranz 4, Delaware Rising 2. And quite the chippy game, which we knew from our previous meeting last season that it would be. But a good match from both sides. And some sparks for Delaware Rising, so hopefully we'll be able to see that going forward. We're excited for our next upcoming match, which is away at Greater Columbus FC. That is on June 4th. Kickoff is at 11 a.m. We'll have a stream there. It'll be on YouTube. Thank you to all of you who did subscribe during this stream so that we can be able to do that on YouTube. So that is some great news. And then our next home match is June 21st. So make sure you're here in person for that. But again, this is Andrew Chwalik. I'm signing off. I appreciate you all joining us. Thanks for the support, and we will see you at the next one.